platforms. There's like 5 blog platforms you can go with. The most popular one at this point is a blog platform called WordPress. You can go to WordPress, you can sign up at WordPress, you can make your own WordPress domain off of there, and you can start blogging right away. You can also download the software and have your tech guys, unless you're savvy enough to do it on your own, to set it up in your system and make it a part of your site. There's another couple of called Drupal, does the same kind of thing. It's not as popular, not as cool, not as cool as in it's not as commonly used. There's also Joomla that we've mentioned. And the original Blogger that Google had bought a few years ago, that's been around since what you said, 1998. You can start blogging on subdomains, on their accounts. You can blog for free, you can test it out. And as you go, as you find you like it, you can continue to integrate. But if you start to use it for business, make sure you make it a part of your site. I hate to say it, one of my old alma maters actually is using a Blogspot subdomain for their blog, and there's a branding aspect to it. Eventually, when you start getting into your own brand, you're going to want to make sure those blogs are on your sites, or on your URL. Not only for the SEO impact, for making sure your site and your keywords are associated with it directly, but for the fact, oh, yay, Blogspot blogger, well, our Blogspot blog, well, you guys are really taking this serious in that kind of aspect.
Well, like I always say, like, we work in the DR industry, and we always have to say, but wait, there's more. Nice. About bringing social media offline.
Go for it.
The thing about social media is it doesn't have to stay online. Like today, we all got together in one room. Probably, I don't know if people found us through the internet or through other, more traditional means like your paper flyers or whatever. But you can bring your social media stuff offline. I don't know if anyone has ever been to a tweet up here that we have in Northwest Indiana. Besides,
we had another fellow stepped out from
There's actually going to be a tweet up this Thursday at, is it the Blackbird?
The Blackbird Cafe.
Blackbird Cafe here in Valpo, and it's where people who are on Twitter get together and talk about how they use it, just have a good time. It's a way for businesses to network in the area and just get to know your community. There's another website, it's called meetup.com, where you can literally search for, I want a group to knit with, so you can search for knitters or search for people who like to go eat at restaurants or people who like to tabletop role play. Just people that can get together and do stuff.
What about from a business standpoint?
Well, that's what also from a business standpoint. I mean, you can find out ways. Let's say you have a conference or something like that. You blog about your conference. You encourage people to go out there and meet. These things, everything revolves around social interaction. And you always can take social interaction from beyond just your computer screen. You can arrange, like you said, meetup.com, different things like that. You can have this set up to let them know about where you're going to be at your different locations. So, when we mean bringing social media offline, we just mean that, just find ways to be able to interact with your, customers personally. It's kind of how we're here today. We're interacting with you. And hopefully you might go back and go to blog.livemercial.com and say, oh, these guys weren't that bad after all. And
get
then
to see the faces behind the avatars and the icons and know the personality instead of just reading words on a screen. You get to hear their voice too.
And there's actually there's been talk with people. You meet someone online. Oh, you're selling this? Wow, I buy stuff like this and resell for this. A couple tweets later, I was like, yeah, we should meet at this location and stuff. And business deals have been taken. Take that business deal offline. Don't try to depend on Twitter. If you meet customers or clients, take it offline quick. See how fast you can get going.
Yeah, it just keeps a nice circle around there, You go up there and you make that statement, and then you go back and you might meet up with a person. I mean, I've met some people I consider to be good friends off of using different social media outlets.
And on Twitter, if you're following them, they're following you, you can send what's called a direct message. So that's not searchable, and it's the only person who sees it is the person receiving it. So you can send your phone number or your email address to that, and you start working on deals. Analytics?
Oh, we do have a question.
Oh, question.
The tweet up's at Isabella Bean Co.
Oh, Isabella?
Yeah. This month?
On the 27th at from 7 to 9.
But it is this Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So next month, I think we have it.
Yes, we do.
Next, am I going to analytics next?
I'm not sure. We went 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
All right, analytics in 2 seconds. If your site, I want to pick something. You talk about someone who had no readership and hasn't been building up. Yeah, my corporate blog is doing great. It's because I don't write on my own anymore. There's different ways to check. Like here, I'll pick the one that gets absolutely no traffic, and that reads so blurry. But you can see all the people here who haven't read my site. and when it loads. There's different things like analytics. Web analytics is a great way to measure traffic. I recommend Google Analytics. Now, I wouldn't necessarily, if you're running e-commerce sites, use it to accurately measure my e-commerce sites. And Google will be the first people to tell you that they're not 100% accurate, but what they will do is give you a great picture. So like you'd say, oh, see, once upon a time I read, and then I stopped writing, and I wrote a little bit, and then I wrote, and then I don't even know what people were doing there the other day. So you can actually see hits. It also tell you like unique hits and bounce rate, which is actually good for, bounce rate is people who goes like one page on your blog. Like especially for review blogs, that's going to be high. So if you like wrote a review about shoe X versus shoe Y, then people probably only want to read about shoe X versus shoe Y. But it'll tell you how long they've been on the site, how long your readers have been on the site as a whole. It'll also tell you visitor segments. You know, and if you're not sure how to install analytics, you know, your IT guy can probably do it. And if not, you can probably find someone in the area who's Google Analytics qualified. If you can find someone, it's tough to find. It could be anyone.
Does it take the whole site or just a page?
It'll do the whole, you can do just a page if you want to do just a page, but it will do the whole site if you'd like it to do the whole site.
Can you look up your competitors' analytics? Like
There are sites you can do that at. If your competitor is actually daft enough to sign up for Quantcast, and you work on it, you can actually get their data off of Quantcast. There's other sites like Compete.com and Alexa.com that'll give you broad metrics on data. And anyone who's trying to compute competing data, like selling you it, is probably telling you what AdWords and keywords they're trying to bid on. But in order to really completely find the data, there actually has to be a pixel on the site. And analytics, Google Analytics will not share that data. Quantcast, if you push, will share that data. So if your competitors really wants to be on Quantcast, thank them, because you can find out. Any other questions? I think that wraps it up. If we don't work, you can find us on Twitter. You can leave a comment on our blog, get back to us.
And thank you all for coming out.
QUANT, like quantity cast.
And make sure you follow us on Twitter. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have.